So if you're just doing a mild root touch-up, you're gonna see on the bottle that you have a 1/2 ounce, 1 ounce, 1.5 ounces, and 2. Some of you will need the whole bottle. Some of you will be able to touch up with just 1 ounce, and I will have let you know who you are in this. So this is closed. The lid actually opens it up. So you just puncture it open, and you're gonna squeeze up to the line. Again, for this instance, I'm doing a lot of hair, so I'm gonna use the full amount. Hit stop. Okay, so you guys have been given a little water bottle. This is what it is, just so you know. It's a 1.9 developer, which means it doesn't lift or anything, it just deposits onto the root. We're adding what I call enough developer so that it looks like pudding. Now, each of you have been given enough developer for 2 applications if you're just using the 1 ounce at a time. So you'll be able to touch up a couple of times, but you're gonna mix that white developer and the color together, and it looks like this consistency. If it's a little bit less consistent than that, it's okay, it won't hurt your hair, but I would start with less is more as the rule. But see how it sticks to the brush? That's just perfect, and that's gonna cover your gray. Okay, y'all, so my mom's gonna help a little bit with this video, but I'm gonna show you how to do your very own if you don't have somebody who's available to help you. Now, for this one, you're gonna need your gloves, you're gonna need your color brush and your color, and I recommend to put an old t-shirt on, old pants on, put a towel around you. I do recommend that you sit down versus stand because it is a harder process and you are using your whole upper traps in this. You'll notice, you'll love your hairdresser so much when this is over, guys. Okay, so put your gloves on and you're gonna separate your hair into what I call 4 quadrants. So with a comb or a brush, you're gonna brush all your hair out so that it's just nice and easy. And then you're gonna separate into 2 halves. So you've broken your hair up into 2 halves. And then basically you're gonna come in here and break it up into 4. So you're taking, you know, 1 back here, 1 forward here. And then same thing over here. Okay, so once you've got yourself into the 4 quadrants and you've separated all your hair out, so you've got 2 pieces back here, 2 pieces up forward, then you come in, and again, here's another one. If you are in your bathroom setting, which is what I recommend doing this in front of a mirror, you wanna put your color right here. You can use like an old sour cream bowl or something to mix it up in, old Tupperware, whatever, you know, the one Tupperware that doesn't have a lid, use that one. And you're gonna come in, you wanna kind of wipe the edges off. You don't want too much color on the brush because it gets drippy and droppy. So where we see our gray right away is up front. So I recommend just starting right up front with it. Put a little Vaseline around your face too if you think that you're gonna be super sloppy about this. But fingernail polish remover will remove any unwanted color on the skin. This color line that we're using is one that you really can't mess it up. Like it's not one that's gonna mess up your color. It's one where when the apocalypse is over and you go back to your hairdresser, they're gonna be so pumped because they're gonna be able to get in and break that color up again with whatever colors they use. So did you see how I did that? I did all the front line and then I just split it in half again. And I come in all by myself and I just start painting. And I'm painting just to the line where my color ends. Now, for me, that piece was driving me crazy anyway, so this is like the best thing that ever happened. So I can add a little bit more right there. But notice how I'm just feathering it. So same thing, and now I'm coming over here. I'm gonna do this side. And I'm just bringing it down to where I can see my last color. That means that's how much gray I have or how much unwanted natural color I have that I don't wanna see anymore. So I'm coming right in up there. And then I take the heel of the brush and I go all the way back, pull up and pull down. Now, I know that I'm gonna make this look easy, guys, but this is 1, 20 years of doing this, and 2, doing it for myself, because thing about hairdressers, we don't really trust anybody to do it the way that we like it. So I have perfected how it feels to do my own hair color over the years. So you're gonna do this whole zone like that. Okay, so the assumption is that you've done this top part here. You've not hit back here, and you've not done the sides. So now I wanna show you how to do the sides. You're gonna push off everything that's already been painted. And I wanna say, I just wanna do a disclaimer for you type A'ers. This cannot be a type A situation in regards to getting this perfect, because you don't have time. Your goal here is to get this on in about 20 minutes max, okay? If you can do it in under 20, you can be a hairdresser. But 20 minutes is your goal here to get it on. And then your goal is going to be to leave it on for then 30 minutes after application's done. And the reason that that's the case is we're doing the front, so it's already starting to process. The second the paint hits the hair, it's already starting to process. Here's where things get wonky and weird, guys. So right here, it's a both and. So I'm just pulling it up, but you're gonna see it's gonna be messy and it's gonna be not perfect. So again, if you're gonna type A this thing, don't worry about it. The goal here is just to get enough root coverage that you look pretty in Apocalypse and that you don't have apocalyptic hair when you get out of it. And again, you're gonna be so happy to book a hairdresser when this is over, because you are going to so appreciate what this is. Unless you're somebody who's regular at coloring their own hair, this is definitely new for a few of you, I'm sure. But again, this color that we're using, not scary. It's not gonna ruin anything. You can't get it wrong. It doesn't lift and deposit, it just deposits. What that means is you're not gonna have spots, you're not gonna have any problems with the hair when it's done. Okay, so that was the front and the sides. Now let me show you how to do the back. This is so here we are in the back, right? We haven't touched right here. So I am feeling it. This, you know, I'm blind when it comes to doing my back. I'm pretty blind. I can bend my head down to see it, but mostly I now know what it feels like to have color on my head because I've seen it on the front end. So I'm just coming in and painting. So I'm using the heel of the comb here to separate it. This is where it gets naughty and weird. And again, if you're type A, this is gonna be new information for you, because there's no way to do it perfect when you're doing it for yourself. And again, if you're living alone and there's no one to ask, it's possible to do this. If you have a partner, this is when to call the partner in off the bench and ask for help. But I want you guys to see that it's possible to do this by yourself. The apocalypse is where partnerships are made and broken, right? Okay. So, again, I'm feeling this. So, it's for sure not going to be perfect, but I'm feeling my way through it. I can feel where I've got color and where I don't have color. And I'm just going on feeling here. And my muscle memory is telling me how far to brush down. So as well, if I had gray back here, I wouldn't totally be sure I was covering it up, except for that I started where I could see it. So my hand is literally doing everything that I need. You guys might be noticing that the brush is flipping forward backwards like this, and it's because there's color on both sides. So I'm using the color across and flipping the brush to make sure I've got great coverage. And then I come back down and I'm just using my feelings. This is really where your 5 senses come in. It's okay if you get it on the skin here, because A, nobody sees it, B, I'm guessing you have fingernail polish remover. So here's how we make sure that we have great coverage. You're gonna take that comb and you're gonna just comb through. What this does is it fringes it out. So if you had highlights before, now you can look like you have an ombre, okay? And it'll blend it really, really, really beautifully with the highlights. Okay, so as we're combing through this, hi guys, we're just kind of feathering the color through. So it's okay if you look like a savage beast through this entire experience. Imperfection is art in this regard, because when you pull this off of your head, it's gonna be beautiful. Even if it's not looking beautiful as you go through this process, you'll feel really beautiful when it is done, because you won't have gray. But this just makes it so that there's not like a really, there you go. This makes it so that there's not like a really distinct line right there, okay? Okay, so now you're gonna put your lunch lady cap on that I sent you all home. As soon as you are done, come in here with a washcloth and clean anything up right away so that it doesn't get stained.